Good afternoon, guys. It is February 20th, 2020. In this video here, I am going to talk about the Bissell Power Force bagged vacuum. Now, how I got this machine, a few of you may remember, I found this in a pile of trash right after some neighbors moved out. And I double checked it and stuff, made sure that it was okay. I will say this, if you're trash picking vacuums, make sure that there's nothing weird going on with them. Because the last thing you want is to bring in fleas or bed bugs or something into your home. Just a little tip for you guys, just make sure that you check it before you bring it into your home. Just make sure that there's nothing obvious, because once that stuff is brought into your home, it's a nightmare. So, better to be safe than sorry. So, this one was all clear, it was good, it was just clogged, but even though you're pretty sure, just try to leave it in your garage and clean it as soon as you can before you actually bring it in your house. Just some tips for you there. Because really, you never know what people have, and always wear gloves when you are dealing with somebody else's vacuum cleaner, especially. Because, like I said, you have no idea what you could run into. So anyway, got that out of the way. Well, backstory on this. This model is discontinued. Walmart now has a newer model, which I am not too fond of the design of. Just because it has a permanent filter that is behind a grill that you cannot access, whereas these, you can access the filter. Now, you may be wondering, why am I doing a video on this when I like the Kirby and the Sanitaire and the Auric and all those good quality machines? Well, I got to thinking, yes, those machines are nice, but not everybody can afford those. And if you only have so much money, sometimes you just have to get the best you can get for your money. And I initially didn't really like these, had no intentions of buying one. I've never bought one. This one I got for free on the side of the road. Oops. Well, that was an epic fail. I was trying to pull it forward and pull the back door off. So, yeah. Nobody's perfect on YouTube, so I'm not gonna cut that out. Like I said, I found this on the side of the road. I initially was not a big fan of these, but I've really grown to like these. No, they're not my favorite as far as vacuums go, but for what they are, they're pretty good. Now, if you are on a tight budget and you need a vacuum cleaner, I do recommend getting a bagged vacuum because it is definitely going to be cheaper to maintain. People say that bagless vacuums are way cheaper to maintain. Really, if you're doing the recommended required maintenance on a bagless machine, I guarantee you're going to spend more money on the filters than you are on the bags, which the bags are only like $25 to 30 cents a bag, really, if you get the cheap ones. And you only have to change those like every month to 3 months, really, depending upon use. And I'll be honest with you guys, like, this would never, ever, under any circumstances, take the position of my Kirby or my Sanitaire. Under any circumstances, it wouldn't even come close to the performance of my Eureka the Boss Smart Vac. But again, for a budget vacuum, these were like $44 at Walmart. And these are wonderful. They used to have stiff hoses that would stick way out and stuff. Now they have these nice stretch hoses, which really are a lot nicer to me, especially on a vacuum with onboard tools. If it's a hose that's not on board, I don't like the stretch hose just because it's more difficult to deal with. But for an onboard hose, this is what I really recommend. Now, what are my initial opinions on this vacuum? Well, first of all, I've come to realize that these clean so much better than a lot of the expensive vacuums like the Dysons and everything like that. And people are going to argue about that. But I am telling you guys, the Dysons are overpriced and way overmarketed. Really, for carpet cleaning, the Dysons are really not going to do squat. They have more air and suction power, which is not essential for carpet cleaning. You need agitation and airflow. And you have to have a good brush roller that really agitates the carpet really well. And this one does, for the most part. Now, why would I recommend this as a budget vacuum? Well, there's a couple reasons. I'm gonna tell you right off the bat that it's probably not gonna last forever. I mean, that's just a given fact. But, like I said, if you can only afford to spend, $40 to $50 on a vacuum, and you can't afford to spend like $100, $200, $300, then you're gonna have to just, live with it for now until you can afford something better quality. So, excuse me, taking a drink. Now, I will say that the cord is a bit short. I think it's like 20 feet, which really I like to see on my vacuums, and maybe I'm just spoiled with my Kirby, my Auric, my Sanitaire and stuff. I like to see cords anywhere from 30 to 50 feet in length on any vacuum, but that's just me. And this really isn't a terrible length. I mean, I've vacuumed the largest room in my house, which is 17 by 29 feet. And that's very, very large for a room. I'll plug this in the middle of the room, and then I'll reach both sides of the room perfectly fine. So yeah, you probably need to unplug and replug a couple times, but you know, like I said, when you can only afford what you can afford, that's just what you have to deal with. Now, the bags. The bags are widely available and uses Style 7 filters and belts, and that includes the bags. Um, so, and these bags are kind of nice. You can get paper bags. You can even get cloth HEPA bags on Amazon. I think 20 bags for like $19. So that's excellent. These older ones, you can have a HEPA filter or a carbon exhaust filter. One thing to note is Bissel's are really horrible for filtration. If you have major allergies or asthma, then I would not recommend this. However, that being said, I have, just yesterday, I did vacuum up a lot of baking soda with this. And I found no trace of it in the bag compartment, really. Well, maybe a tiny bit. But, I found almost no trace of it in the filter compartment at all. So, like, maybe just a hint of it, but otherwise not very much at all. So, yeah, so you do have a filter, but it is not sealed. There's no seal around the back door, and stuff. So, I mean, you're gonna have a little bit of sacrifices to be made, and that just is what it is, but I will say that Bissell does have decent aftermarket support. I won't say it's the best, but you can get a brush roller for these for 20 bucks. You can get bags really cheap. You can get a replacement hose if you needed to. Stuff like that. Now, most people just throw these out once they stop picking up. And I will say that from what I've heard, the motor lifespan is not too long. I mean, they start to go out on these, but really, that is why I recommend a bagged vacuum over a bagless, because it is going to save your motor big time. Okay, because your bag is your main filter, okay? It captures 90% of everything that goes into the machine. And if you just have a filter, the filter can only filter out so much. And when that filter gets clogged, it restricts airflow and overheats the motor, and then it burns out. Trust me, I've seen it a lot from other vacuums that are just worn out beyond belief. So, yeah. So, are these vacuums really worth fixing? It depends. If it is something very simple, I will say yes, it is. But, you know, if it's anything more than a brush roll, or the motor is absolutely shot and the motor's about $50, you're about to the cost of another one of these. But then again, for anybody who is concerned about the environment, I mean, why waste all this material, you know? But if it is totally beat up and, you know, the housing's cracked and, you know, your hose has 50 holes in it and your sole plate is torn up and your brush roll's worn out and, you know, all that, and your motor's bad, you know, then at that point you're better off just chucking it and starting over. I really do not like to throw away vacuums, but there just is a point of no return. Because it's either going to cost you about the same amount that it would to buy another one of these, or it would cost you way more than it's worth. And so, you know, those are just the times that I would consider some of these issues. Now, yeah, so that's just my opinion on this. These people were just moving out, and it was clogged very badly. And so, you know, making sure that, you know, it's in good shape to pick up, good enough shape to pick up was kind of necessary. So, anyway, a little backstory on this. I guess I should have said that before. But I had seen this vacuum in these people's garage for several months, just sitting there. And I was thinking, I really find that vacuum kind of interesting and be kind of cool to have one at some point. But I don't know if I want to pay, you know, $50 for one brand new when it may not be that good. So, you know, and I just kind of was thinking about it because this is a common occurrence I've seen in my neighborhood. People will buy new vacuums and then put their old vacuums in their garage for a while. And they'll just sit there. And sit there. And sit there. And sit there. And then they get to the point where they either move out or they clean out their garage and they throw it out and put it on the curb. That's what happened with this one. The people moved out and they chucked a whole bunch of stuff, including this vacuum. And I just was like, I have to have it. I have to check it out. You know, and it's for a good budget vacuum, it's pretty good. It'll get the job done. It'll get you by. You can get simple replacement parts for these really easy, or relatively easy. And Bissell has decent aftermarket support. So, anyway, yeah, if you're looking into a budget vacuum, this is one to consider. So, please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.